peaked in high school, motherfucker.
Welcome back to the channel. Thanks for checking out this video. I really appreciate you guys that come back time and time again. You know, it's difficult when WokeTube has deleted you for the third time, and you know, and as it turns out that you were right the whole time. Fraud. Prove me wrong. Sorry, Mama. A little snap right there. What are we looking at? We're looking at Heineken. But not just normal Heineken. This is Heineken in the Slim Can. They evidently, what they're trying to do is they're trying to convince the real gullible people, those would be liberal Democrats, that when you drink Heineken out of the Slim Can, you actually lose weight. Okay. Okay, so this was carefully taken out of the case, not dropped, not rolled. Yeah, Wade, Mrs. Bodacious. Okay, it's beer, looks like beer, and they can't figure out how to, you know, you'd think that this shit was dropped down my stairs, for God's sakes. Here, I'll show you. Watch this. Whoa, hold my beer and watch this. Yep, it tastes forgettable. Yeah. I cannot completely knock it though. This was a 12er that was given to me by my neighbor on the other side of Michael for maintaining his snow for the entire winter. I mean, nothing says thank you like Heineken. Mr. Sarcasm. So, John Huber was here until last night, and he took off. He had brought up a whole bunch of rifles, and he had a stop off at one of his friends who was purchasing his Remington 700 chambered in 30-06, I think that one was. Had the Huber brake, Huber trigger, and looked identical to the stock Remington 700 chambered in 7mm Remington Magnum, and I'd show you that rifle. Yeah, I elected to take a pass on the stock. Well, it wasn't completely stock. It had John's trigger in it, and it did have John's brake on it. Other than that, it was, and I don't even mean to knock it. Compared to just going out and buying a Remington 700 chambered in whatever flavor you want it to be, this one had the best trigger period on the market, and a brake. And but you know, the scope that was on it was basically the bottom of the line in the Vortex line. I will have to admit, holy shit, I was impressed with the glass, even though, I mean, even though it was where it was in the pecking order, but again, a small up front, so you're not getting as much light under lower lighting conditions, and blah blah blah. Either way, I decided to, you know, take a pass on that rifle, and I picked up a different one from John. So that one there is just a little bit more snazzy than the stock one. That one is right off the bat is chambered in 7mm short action Ultra Mag, or commonly known as the Psalm, and it has a Wilson 1 8 barrel. Stupid beer. It has a Bell & Carlson chassis, free floated. It has a Heritage Arms. What the hell is that thing called? The nope, not gonna look. The Victory turbine brake. And you may say, why would John Huber have a rifle in his collection? Well, that brake is hand fitted to that barrel, and John went out and shot it, and got some, you know, did some comparisons between that and his brake, and said that it does not offer all of the benefits of putting a Huber brake on there, but he said that it's very close, and he really liked the way that it looked with the barrel, so he never took it off and left that on there. And I guess I'm okay with that, because if I were to go shooting, it's nice to have somebody shoot something, say the same thing sitting side by side, for, you know, this is what you can experience with and without the brake. And as of right now, anyway, I have a 7.62 by 39 AR, both with and without a Huber brake on it. The one that's with, you've seen. I try not to have the other one because Sharky goes nuts because he doesn't like the way an AR looks with an AK style magazine in it, the banana. But the other one is that KS-47, and that thing is badass. It's one of those things that the first trip out to the range moved it above a whole bunch of things that are in the collection, as far as what I'd be going, yeah, you know, you go ahead and take that one, that one, that one, that one, and if you could leave that one with me that a little bit longer, I'd be a happy person. But as of right now, anyway, I could go out and that did happen that day. That guy that was there had an opportunity to shoot both of them side by side, and he's just like going, yeah, you definitely notice the difference. Sound-wise, all of your neighbors at the range, that guy and that guy, they don't like you as much. Jeremy is not really a fan of the Huber brake on the 7.62 by 39. It definitely has a noticeable percussion to it. So picked up that rifle from Joe, and it has the Vortex Strike Eagle 5 to 25 by 50 on it, and this rifle has had both a make. First of all, it's been sighted in, and this is a rifle that was designed to live in the 1 mile and farther. As a matter of fact, last night I actually found a guy shooting something very similar to this, with what ended up with a velocity very similar to what John has. He chronoed this batch of ammo at 2,858 feet per second, and I tell you what, that guy was at 3,000 yards, was on target in 4 shots, and every time he hit that plate, 3,000 yards away, there was a distinctive slap sound when that thing hit the plate. The guys that were shooting with him, they did a workup. Each guy brought a different caliber, 6.5 Creedmoor, the Psalm. They were all pretty similar. And the one thing that the other guys were saying is, "Wow, you sure hear the impact on that." It is a very spicy round. As a comparison, on a 308, you're talking about the same length, but you are talking about a lot more powder. So John loaded up. Well, you're not supposed to be in there. John loaded up a bunch of rounds for it. Gave me what brass that he had. A full box of Hornady SSTs, 162 grain, and the recipe to recreate this. And John gave me the dies for this for the Psalm. So that was did not get a chance to get out and shoot, and of course he also got the dope all set up for this. And yes, I am fully aware, Smile Money, I am now going to have to try even harder to find something beyond 100 yards. Island Lake offers 3, but like me and Jeremy were talking today, he's just like, yeah, 300 yards is not even a challenge for an AR-15, and I'm like, yeah, I know. Might have to try to save up for squeezing a hole in my schedule to try to visit some. It'd be nice to find someplace close. I don't know how much open time. I know there is a 1,000-yard range in Minnesota, but it'd be nice to find. Well, I guess if there's someplace set up, so obviously setting up your targets and interacting with said targets is a whole different world when you are at that kind of distance. I also want to say thanks to Jeremy and Caitlin. They brought me a bottle of Ardbeg Corryvreckan. I do not presently have any Ardbeg in the collection until now, and I see I have to do a little. I'll have to leave this out for now. Do a little mixing around to make a hole for it in the top shelf. And what was it? Can't remember. I think it was it Friday? Received a couple of packages. There is nothing funky about the name, but I checked my orders on Amazon and I have nothing incoming, so obviously it's from one of you. First in is Miles saying second. And Hector rightfully says, Miles, you are actually first. And then Miles says, it never stays that way. And then Hector says, laugh out loud. And then Clyde says, whiskey and revolution for all. And Phil adds about 27 shots. And then Hector says, not first, just the best. Ego much? Multi-Gunman says, naked, that's all. Miss 27 says, stop. And then Mr. Multi-Gunman says, stop it, naked? Never. Poco says, oh great, a co-host. And then Poco says, who sucks at sending mail? Well, I eventually, yeah. Okay, fine, I do. Hector, an hour and a half of blabbing, 12 minutes of content reading. Gotta love the L key. Yep, it's an Eric video. Laugh out loud.
Joe Biden! Fuck Joe Biden! Fuck Joe Biden!
Then he says, are we still doing bottle ship? If so, A5. You know, so typical of you. Your first shot at A5 is a miss, and it was a miss back when it was called the first time around. And then Sharky says, Alpha 5, my friend, that's been my car and opening shot years now. And it's a miss. And then Hector says back to him, I have no idea what you mean. I'm not being facetious. I honestly have no idea what you mean. And come on, you're enough of a car person. When someone says it's a car, it's an A. Never mind. Heck, Sharky takes care of it. An Audi A5, my current car, an opening shot for years now, my feline friend. Kisses. Salty, nakedness and beer equals happiness. Tadicius says happiness is a well-oiled cowbell. Okay, I don't know what she's doing upstairs, but I'll hand you a little cowbell. Smile money. Camping with Matt. Eric, he is planning some exploration. J-Dog is here at work. Smile money. Matt is waiting for his taxes to come in. You mean waiting for the government to return your money that you overpaid them? Exactly. Hector says Merca. And then Smile Money says Matt may think he is taxing authority. You never know what he is thinking. It can be a challenge. Phil, 2 thumbs up and 4 shots. Mr. Mark Mac 85, it's called fraud, Eric. Laugh out loud. It is. And, you know, we can talk about it without nobody knowing what we're actually talking about. I just actually watched one of the better, I think it was Charlie Kirk. He just went down the line. He goes, fine. If you want some shit organization like YouTube, WokeTube, to say that, oh, you broke community guidelines for perpetuating misleading information about the you-know-what, he's like, oh, yet they cannot deny the fact that, well, let's see, actually he went down the line and I didn't realize that there was as many, like for instance in Arizona, there was as many, there was what, 3 or 4 times more illegal ballots that went towards the fraud than the difference between winning and losing that state. So right there. Then he pointed out all of the other stuff, like how much suppressed truth happens. But look at where we are. YouTube wants to see how close they can get us to a third world country. You can't speak the truth. And if you do, then they just will do whatever they have to shut you down. I actually took the carbs completely apart today and put the rebuild kits in. As for being able to definitively tell Samantha that I see why you had a 6,500 RPM run on, like as though your throttle cable seized and it stayed open, nope, I couldn't tell you that I found anything. Was there some dirt and debris inside of the carburetor? Hell yeah. Do I think that, is it possible that there's still something could still be there? Possibly. I replaced, the kit had the pilot jets, the main air jets. I think there's 4 different jets that I replaced with brand new ones. The float and the float stop, that is all brand new. The seat, that whole assembly, which actually has a little filter on the end of it internally, that is all brand new. I mean, it's I don't know what I did with oh, here it is. Everything in this box, the floats and the gaskets and everything in this bag was replaced. I was having a little conversation earlier with Poco, because I know he's a motorhead. I know this is where McLean's going to get jealous and act like he's going to hurt himself. But I did have one issue, and if I feel, or someone gives me a definitive reason why I should, there is for their air pilot and the orifice in these pilot jets is half of what the stock ones were. This thing did not have any kind of a run on. If it would have been rebuilt or whatever, there had been any mechanical work, any jet that would be replaced, it pretty much should be the main air jet, or that one would be slightly upsized. But for whatever reason, the stock one and this one had a very noticeable difference in the size of the orifice. Much smaller on this. So I elected to not put these in there. If for some reason I went, oh my god, I guess I should put them in there, obviously before it gets installed back into the bike, because 2 of the 4 for sure are going to be a pain in the ass because the frame's in the way. But right now, if I were to start the clock and you were to say, go, I could have these 4 swapped with those 4 in less than 30 minutes. So, but for right now, I am going with, I do need to get some, I need to get another filter. This one snapped and the line is hard and brittle. But other than that, I am waiting on the, they call it the carburetor holders. It's the run that goes between the carburetor and the intake run. I don't know. One person says you should arbitrarily just replace those, and then the next person says, this is what the dealership rebuild kit would look like, and yet it doesn't have those, which I ordered. The other thing I was actually kind of surprised about is it does not come with, the rebuild kit did not come with the 4 diaphragms. But they were like they were $80-something a piece, and I was like, ain't gonna happen. I mean, I'm not even going to I'm not even gonna call Sam and see if she wants to spend another $200. So, oh, that's right, sorry. Jar of something. Spicy pickled quail eggs. Gosh, what could this one be? A jar of something. And it's the exact same thing. All natural pickled delicacies. Spicy pickled quail eggs. It's been a long time since I've had fresh quail. Best if used by 321 or sorry, 3-1 of 25. Nice. Okay. Rich says cheers all. Cheers, Rich. Mike says cheers, man. Cheers, Mike. Can't remember what the expected delivery date for you is, but Tuesday, I think. Smell money? Although the frequency of the fires in the Tesla is about on the order of magnitude below the fires of gasoline engines, there were 44 known cases of deaths involving accidents of Tesla car fires. The Pinto was around 27 to 180. The numbers were not actually recorded. Well, I got a bunch of information from NIHAP on this, and there's a couple of factors that I think deserve to be thrown out there, and one of them is the way they're reported, wrongfully being reported. I watched videos even beyond what NIHAP hooked me up with. People basically being told that their piece of shit Tesla burnt up in a battery fire. And, that whole little thing called the Sentry mode, with a gentleman carrying 2 gas cans and pouring it all over the car. First of all, I give low marks to the fire examiner in that situation, because if they were actually to take a sample of parts of the car and then find gasoline, which would be not involved with a normal Tesla, why is this car covered in accelerant? I got it, okay? So I just wanna retract any grief that I might have caused to my electric car owning brethrens out there. It seems like there is a wow, it's really effing windy. There is a lot of bullshit involved and into the fires, or there being not fires in the Teslas. Not to mention, there seems to be a whole development of people that are just have like a vile, like the Trump haters, but in this case, they're the Tesla haters. And just, I now start to wonder how many of these things I've seen burnt, and the authorities telling the owner that it was just your piece of shit Tesla batteries that burnt up your car, where in fact that wasn't the case. So the amount of problems that take place with fires in the Tesla is from what I've seen, highly exaggerated, and by far, like maybe 100, it could even be 1,000 to 1. Maybe that's even a higher number. That you are more likely to have a fire in a gas-powered vehicle than you are to have a fire in a Tesla. Again, I keep saying, as I am right now, I am in the ideal situation to drive an electric car to and from work. If I don't have to move the trailer or any of that stuff, and technically, yes, I should be able to practice in the mirror. Go fuck yourself. It's your trailer, you move it. So I really don't do a lot of work-related stuff. I have brought the trailer over here because I filled it with my own shit, and then I brought it to the landfill under their dime. I mean, my dime. I have used the Bobcat and had to transport that and that kind of shit. But overall, other than moving my tools, there is like zero reason that I have to have a truck. In my world, I always want to have a truck. I believe the typical household, well, if you're in New York, you're probably not typical. You may not even own a car, depending on what parts of the populace in New York you're in, and California and places like that. But I think most households, in one way or another, if they don't own a car and a truck, end up having to borrow a truck, moving this, picking up that purchase, that purchase, that kind of shit. But in my day-to-day stuff, imagine how much money I would have saved in the last few years, well, all along, if I would have had an electric. Because like right now, if it needed to be charged, I would make sure I had enough juice just to get to work on tomorrow, and then I would plug it in over there. Problem solved. Smart Money showing results for why don't Catholics eat meat on Fridays. Catholic teaching tells us to refrain from eating meat on Fridays as an act of penance. Shella Wolf, LeBeowulf wrote, Friday is a day of penance, as it is believed that Christ died on a Friday. Everyone has the right to either eat meat or not. February 20th, 2021. Timestamp must have been while I was talking about it. I do know, I have heard, and it was given to one of the popes, Pope Francis the Third or something like that. They came to him and said the coffers are overrun in fish, and that's that's a story I have heard more than once. Now, Smile Money, if you didn't find that reference or not, I don't know. I just know that's what I've heard over the years, and as a matter of fact, I heard it from I don't remember if it was Father Pete, but I know it was something like that. Smile Money says a Huber brake on a 22. Matt, that would be silly. Matt says, but it looks badass. And then Smile Money says, Matt, didn't the Huber brake cost about half as much as the rifle? And didn't you say that you also added a recoil pad? That just might not suggest badass. It may suggest that the 22 is just a bit too much recoil for you. Ooh, ouch. Smile Money says, Eric and Matt, Black Rock does not have the investment in Dominion voting machines. They own stock in the Dominion Energy. Just one of those fake news stories that Matt spreads and Eric swears to. Google doesn't lie. Laugh out loud. Well, I don't know about Matt, but I heard that Blackstone, I think Blackstone was a bunch of spook guys that went around taking care of stuff that couldn't be taken care of. But why Smile Money? I have heard it on multiple sources. Granted, they did all come from the internet. That the company that owns that owns the voting machines also owns Fox. I've heard multiple people say they sued themselves, but again, was on the internet. Rich, tell Matt the 5.7 is not snappy. It shoots very flat. No. I thought he shot the damn thing. I mean, I now have 2 different manufacturers. I'll go that whole row. Why not? I'll just take the one on the end last. The 5.7 makes noise, and it definitely does not make kick. I guess I have shot 2 different manufacturers, and I own 2 different ones, but the 2 different ones that I have shot is not that, because I shot my FN 5.7, and I shot Rich Huff's Palmetto State Rock. That was a damn nice gun, and I really like the way the Ruger looks, especially after Jim dolled it all up with the aftermarket trigger and shit. But having said that, the one I, as of right now, would like to get my hands on is the Smith & Wesson, and that rotating barrel seems a little... The Brad's girl. Rich says, outro robbery again. I will hopefully still have... I'll have to figure out who she is, and I'll put her back. Phil, robbed of the outro, babe. Matt Davis, I bought 7mm mag, was Remington. I don't know. Well, I know the rifle was a Remington 700 chambered in 7mm Magnum. Matt Davis says D9. Yeah, someone at least someone else playing in the fun game of D9. Unfortunately, Matt, is a miss. Okay, just so you can see the why the hells, I am going to carefully walk over to the beer fridge. I'm going to open the door. I am going to reach into the 12-pack that has been sitting in my refrigerator since the first week that I stopped drinking. We haven't had an earthquake or an avalanche or strapped my refrigerator to the back of an F-150 and it went down that bump challenge. It hasn't been disturbed. Okay, I am opening the fridge door. I am reaching into the 12-pack. I am sliding the beer towards me, leaving it on its side. I am treating it like the vials of nerve toxin from the movie The Rock. I am setting it on its side, and now I am opening it. Fucking garbage. Fucking complete bullshit is what I have to say. McLean, the way I'm perceived on this channel makes me think I need to re-examine some stuff about myself. Wade says, just be yourself. No fucks given. You know, if I told you I had gone to the liquor store and that was tumbling around in the back of my truck, or I dropped the can. Instead, every single one has done that. McLean, hit the button. But instead of FJB, I want fuck Bob Dylan.
Fake news. Fake news. Fake news.
Tipo Gun Guy. Yep, there's nothing like a Chevy van, except for the Ford Econoline you're looking at. I wasn't even looking at the van. Just like I'm not looking at that fence. I know that sweet ass threw you off. You know what else threw you off?
Joe Biden! Fuck Joe Biden! Fuck Joe Biden!
This smells like freedom. Wade, why is Matt worried about his balls? Isn't he a professional ball polisher? Wow. It's just cheap old gun guy just missed it. Wade, we use bone-in chicken thighs for chicken casseroles and dumplings, primarily because web use... maybe I think there's an extra B. We use the bones for stock to be used the next day. Wade, at least 50% of the DOAs involving motorcycles I've responded to, the vehicle at fault was the other guy. Yeah. Mr. 27 says 41st. Then he says intro Brew Matt. Then he says hi Brew Matt. Then EMT says A10 Warthog and A10 is a miss.
Fuck Joe Biden! Fuck Joe Biden! Fuck Joe Biden!
Sharky, cheers all, catching up after King's Day over here at the Captain Pulls 50-minute and a 1 hour and 40-minute review on me. Making Bolognese ragout, so I might make both. Hoo-ha! Mr. 27 says, longest Brewbomi Studio review of nice big cans of beer ever. I'm not sure about that. At least not deleted. Sharky, M1917 on deck. Packages for sure, so here we go. I don't even remember what it was. Sharky, 9 minutes and 18 seconds. Oh, yes, please. And she's in orange, which perfectly matches King's Day over here. Let us take a little look. Oh, yeah, she is all of that. That is like some big-time milfage. Sharky, 25 minutes. Now, that's a nice kitchen helper. Why, yes. Gun Glutton, glad to hear you've been enjoying the Wellers. Yes, that is very smooth. Thank you, sir. Sharky, nope, never fired a modernized Mosin. Did fire a normal one at the 100-meter indoor range. In a member of firing the 7.62 by 54R indoors is a thing on its own. Oh, I bet. Sharky, the 13-1 Octomore shot for Pucky the cat made me tear up. Thank you. Pucky. Sharky SH, out the next. Hope I make it. Boganese needs some time still, but not sure it needs almost 2 hours more. Now he's on the right video. Cheers all. Love the intro, babe. Hey Matt. Well, that explains the 2-hour review. Damn. Sharky, crap. Oh crap, Predon. Sorry to hear that about your friend. And then he says, we'll have to be a 2-parter over here. And the last comment, as of 1 hour and 48 minutes ago, was Hector in the Hector the Cat, on the Hector the Cat channel. Don't look now, it's the other me. Laugh out loud. Caitlyn Jenner identifies as a female. Eric identifies as a human, but we know the truth. Reloading. Okay, well. Heineken in the blow-up Slim Can. It's beer. It's has a little of an edginess to it. There's 10 more, and more than likely Mike next door will get them all. And I'm gonna have to tell him to make sure that you open those outside, because for whatever reason they suck. On the E scale, I would happily give it a 4. Due to the can, it pisses me off. I give it a 1. Salty, double bacon grease candle naked club. And Hector says, hey Salty, ballsack, mix cat litter or sand in your bacon grease to make it way more firm. Trust me, it works. Then, Hector says, I are in the club because I feel like it. Laugh out loud. And last in is Rich saying, cheers, clubbers. Hitting the reload button. Evidently, the heart that I gave it didn't stick because it re-showed up again. Now, we are empty. So, thank you to Jeremy and Caitlin for a fantastic weekend. John Huber and Jeremy and Caitlin, thank you for the yard bag. Whoever, thank you for the spicy pickled quail eggs. I'll have to venture into those on the next one. I had a very large breakfast up at the social house with Jeremy and Caitlin and Christine, and swore I wasn't going to have dinner. And then me and Christine, because we had my mother's belated birthday dinner that we just came from, and we said that we probably weren't going to eat. But since how I knew we were probably going to eat later anyway, we decided to get something. We went to a Chinese restaurant, and it was about 50 times better than the shithole on the street for us. So we did end up getting a meal and split it. So I'm stuffed, and I'm done. I'm also done with the drinky poo for the day. Got to find a place to go enjoy that. So thanks to John Huber for making that happen, and thanks a lot, John, for making that happen. Cheers.